Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Clippers playoff recap. And your LA Clippers got the job done today and won game 3, which I said was a must-win game in terms of how we're going to see how the Clippers would handle the Mavericks going forward for the remainder of the series. Would the Clippers still play the same type of basketball they've been playing the last 2 games? Lackadaisical on defense, lazy, some bad rotations by Doc? Or would they make adjustments and do what the Lakers and the Bucks did yesterday night and actually go and punch their respective team in the mouth and shut him down? Well, that's what happened. Well, even though the score is 130 to 122, we kind of honestly punched Dallas in the mouth tonight, and we kind of knocked them down a few pegs. Now, there still are some issues this team needs to work out, like improving defensive play on when Luka is not on the court. Yeah. Again, I'll get to the stat line because we got Steph Curry shooting 20, having 22 points, along with Tim Hardaway Jr. having 22 points yet again. And I'm sick and tired of that. I don't have time for this. So, anyways, I don't know where my camera went. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry for that. I don't know why my camera went away for a bit, but yeah. Anyways, we're here to talk about the game. Like again, same thing like the last 2 games. We're gonna give the rundown of the stats, what I liked, what I didn't like, and stuff like that. So, anyways, I thought game 3 here was a must-win game for the Clippers just to assert their dominance in this series and take control of this lead or of this series, really, and make it known to the Dallas Mavericks. The first 2 games were fluke games, and you guys thought you're all this and that. Heck, even Dallas talked a bunch of game today or talked a bunch of stuff today, and they still took the L. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get to it. Now, the field goal, the Clippers had made 47 of their 90 shots, while the Mavericks made 3 less of their 87 shots attempted. Our field goal percentage was 52.2, which was, I believe, an up compared to Dallas's 50.6. The 3-point, we hit 14 out of 34 attempts, while Dallas made 3 more than we did and hit 17 out of their 43 attempts. 3-point percentage, we were 41.2 percentage from the field at 3-point, while Dallas was 39.5. They still, even though they had a lesser 3-point percent, they still hit more threes than us. Still need to work on the 3-point defense. We hit 22 of our 27 free throws, which was much better than in game 2. In game 2, we could not hit a free throw to save our life. We were awful at the free throw line. Tonight, they cleaned it up, mostly because most of the times we went to the free throw, it was more reliable free throw shooters that that made free throw baskets. Dallas went 17 from 24. They didn't have a really good night from the free throw line. Yeah, like I said, we went 81.5 from the free throw line, while Dallas went 70.8. We have 44 rebounds compared to the Dallas's 2 lesser at 42. We had 24 assists, while Dallas had 3 more assists than we did. We had 7 steals, as Dallas had two less than us. We had 4 blocks. Dallas had 2 less of us. We had 7 total turnovers compared to Dallas's 9. So the turnovers went down from 15 to 7. Let's keep the turnovers down. Now, there was still some pretty bad, dumb turnovers in this game from the Clippers, but they still need to worry about trying to keep their turnovers down to maybe below, 5 and stuff like that. Anyways, our largest lead of the game was obviously 18. We had 8 fast break points compared to Dallas's 12. We had 58 points in the paint. We were feasting in the paint, and I think that needs to be a mainstay going forward in this series because the Mavericks cannot stop us when we get to the paint. While Dallas shot 46 had 46 points in the paint. Teams were even in fouls, so yeah, that makes up most of the things. So yeah, listen, those stats seemed fine. and stuff like that. So let's get to the overall box score stats here, guys. As I pause the freaking video. Yes. Okay. Camera's here. Jesus. Stop playing the video. I always do this all the time. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Things are ready. All right. So, serious. I hit the pause button on these freaking videos for crying out loud. My God. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a quick second. Okay, back here again. Anyways, we're here with the box score stats. So the Clippers, I thought, did a much better job here in games combined in games 1 and 2. Now, again, there's some still things that need to be worked upon, but nevertheless, things were much better here. Kawhi Leonard in 39 minutes had 36 points. He was a plus 1 on the court. He shot 13 from 24 from the field. He made one of his three-pointers. He was 9 from 10 from the free throw line. He had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. He was close to getting a double-double, close to getting a triple-double. He also had a blocked appearance. Kawhi Leonard, man, dude, playoff Kawhi is a monster, bro. Playoff Kawhi is a monster. There was a point in the game when he was like, give me the ball and get the F out of the way. Literally. And to be honest, he carried the Clippers on his back. He put the Clippers on his back. And when I mean he put the Clippers on the back, he put guys like Paul George on his back, who we'll get to in a few minutes. He was great. He was phenomenal today. You know, he had an amazing performance. And I figured Kawhi would show up like Kawhi would show up. He did his job. He won the game for us. And he put it down on the Mavericks. And look, like I said, dude, there's nobody on that Mavericks team that can guard Kawhi Leonard. There's nobody on that Mavericks team that can guard Kawhi Leonard. It don't matter if you put Porzingis on him. It don't matter if you put Kleber, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith. He just freaking mosses and eats everybody up for breakfast. So I as a Dallas Mavericks fan, I don't know how you can defend Kawhi. Like, literally. At that point, it's like whoever, deals with stuff like that. Marcus Morris Sr. had another good, productive game. He had 14 points. He was a plus 11 on the court. He shot 5 from 8 He shot 5 from 8 from the field. He hit 4 of his 5 3-pointers. He didn't take no free throws. He had 8 rebounds, so he was close to a double-double. He had 3 assists, and he had no steals. But again, Marcus Morris Sr., he's been phenomenal here in this series, and there is nothing much more I can ask for him. All I can say is lock this man up. Try to get this guy to re-sign with you. I don't know how, but listen, this dude, he is seriously saving our bacon right now. I'm so glad we have him over Mo Harkless. What the heck? I don't know why my Siri activated, but I'm so glad we have him over Mo Harkless, because Mo Harkless would not give you 14 points. He would not. He would not hit 4 out of 5 threes. Ivica Zubac. Now Kawhi Leonard is my MVP, but Zubac is probably his third in running for MVP. Thank you, Doc. When I get to it, the things that I like when I was talking about adjustments made this game, Zubac is one of them. Look at the minutes compared to last game. Last game's minutes, he had 18. Tonight, 30. And actually, if you even look at Montrezl Harrell, he had the same amount of minutes as Zubac did last game. Ivica Zubac is a problem for this Dallas Mavericks team. He's a problem. He needs to be playing 30 minutes going forward in the rest of the series. That was a great adjustment by Doc Rivers and the coaching staff. I want to see more Zubac play. So hopefully in game 4, we see the same, formula. We don't be like, okay, we got one win and we go back to our old ways. No, don't do that. He had 15 points. He was a plus 13 on the field, which he was the best Clipper with the best plus minus on the court. He went 6 from 8 from the field. He had 3 of his 4 free throws. He had 6 rebounds and no assists and no steals. And he had 1 block, though. Zubac, I'm telling you, bro, stop sleeping on him. Stop sleeping on Zubac. This man, but what can I say? I don't think no Clipper fan has slept on Zubac. I think Doc Rivers is the one that keeps sleeping on Zubac. And it's funny because I was listening to I forgot, I think it was the Clip Set podcast, and they said, I don't know why Doc Rivers is doing the Benny Del Negro treatment when he did it to DeAndre Jordan, and I was like, bro, why don't he play Zubac more? And that's the one thing, people have been asking, like, can we get Zubac more? The only late game problem Zubac ever had was that Suns game when he didn't call a timeout and passed the ball out way too early. But yeah, he was good. He was good tonight. Let's get into somebody that's not so good. Actually, no. Oh, well, no, I'm going to get this out the way now. I'll talk more about him and what I didn't like. Paul George, 11 points. He was a +2 on the court, but he didn't really do much of anything this game, if you ask me. 3 of 16. 1 of 8 from 3. He had 4 of his free throws, which is probably the only positive in his stat line. He had 9 rebounds, so he was close to a double-double. 7 assists. He had 2 steals, which, again, I guess you can say is another positive. But the shooting-wise, no, it ain't. It ain't. I'll talk about him when I get to things I don't like, because I have a lot to say about Paul George. He played 38 minutes tonight. Another great adjustment by Doc Rivers and the coaching staff, which I think needs to be a trend going on for the remaining times Patrick Beverley is out with injury, and that's Landry Shamet being in the starting lineup. In 27 minutes, this man got 18 points. He was a +9 on the court. He was 7 from 13 from the field, 3 out of 7 from 3, hit 1 of his free throws. He had 3 rebounds and 1 steal and 1 block. Landry Shamet, great. If we get aggressive Landry Shamet going forward, where he takes the ball and puts it on the floor and drives in and dunks on, like, say, what he did on Boban, I like that. I want aggressive Landry Shamet. This is the Landry Shamet I want to get. Landry Shamet's going above, doing what the Dallas Maverick players are doing right now to us, scoring over 15 points, and is a good utility guy coming off the bench for us. But Landry Shamet going forward, anytime Patrick Beverley's out with injury, he needs to be the starter. Reggie Jackson needs to stay on the bench. Reggie Jackson actually did much better on the bench offensively than he does starting. So Landry Shamet, from what you saw here, if you're telling me I'm going to get another around 10 to 15 points again going into game 4, that's great. Hopefully this game, raises his confidence a lot more, and he's willing to shoot the ball more and take more chances. And plus, now that gives you a person who will give the ball up to a Paul George or a Kawhi Leonard when he knows I need to get the ball up to these guys. And when, you're in your spot, all you have to do is hit the wide open threes, or if you need to freaking go drive to the hoop and put it on the ground, which I like. Landry Shamet was great tonight. If you ask me, he's probably second, a close second. If it wasn't for Kawhi's crazy great performance, honestly, Shamet would be my MVP, my player of the game tonight. But actually this. Kawhi Leonard's my MVP tonight, but Landry Shamet is my player of the game tonight. I know they're kind of the same thing, but Kawhi Leonard, which MVP is most valuable player, if we don't have Kawhi Leonard 36 points, we don't win this game. But the player of the game is clearly Landry Shamet, because his 18 points clearly helped as well. Let's get to the bench stuff. JaMychal Green, who played a much better game than he previously did the last few games. He had 7 points. Hold on. Oh, I actually probably should get this update. So ESPN just put out a thing saying Mavericks guard Luka Doncic says his left ankle injury suffered in Game 3 versus Clippers is not that bad, but he'll have an MRI tomorrow. I don't know about that. It looked pretty bad in my opinion, but he might have an ankle sprain. We'll just have to find out. So yeah, JaMychal Green, he shot 3 from 4 from the field, hit one of his three-pointers, which is good to see. He had 2 rebounds, and he was really good. Even though he had a -2 on the court, he was still productive. He was still good for us. Montrezl Harrell, who played a fairly good game, had 13 points, 4 or 5. He got a swagger back, mostly because Luka Doncic was talking that crap on him. Although Montrezl Harrell did bring it tonight. He shot 5 from 8 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds and 1 block. He was good tonight. He was good. He had a -5 on the court, but again, he was good. He was good. Just keep it up. Just keep it up. I would like to see, like I said, more of his long minutes go to Zubac. 18 minutes for Montrezl Harrell is good. The way Doc handled Montrezl Harrell today was phenomenal. And in terms of how he handled Zubac and Montrez, when I love the thing when Boban came into the game, Zubac was immediately in the freaking game. He was already in there. And what did Boban do this time? Nada. Nothing. I think he only had 3 points, and that's it. Compared to his 14, I think 15 points he had last game in game 2. Again, adjustments were made, and I like that. So let's keep it going. Reggie Jackson, who was good on offense, but still terribly on defense. He had 6 points. He hit 2 threes. He was a +5 on the court. He had 1 rebound. Again, 2 from 4 from the field, but those 2 shots were from corner 3-point shots. That's what I need Reggie Jackson to do. Just hit your corner 3-point shots and move on and do your job. I don't need you to put the ball on the court, on the floor, and dribble and try to drive like you're Kawhi. Don't do that. The role he played here, great. He's just a spot-up shooter, and that's what I want him to be, a spot-up shooter. Keep it up, Reggie Jackson, and I might get on your good side. But the defense ain't helping me and him out. The defense needs to get better. Otherwise, take him out. Literally, if it wasn't for his 6 points tonight, he's virtually unplayable. I still believe he's virtually unplayable if his defense is going to be garbage. Lou Williams, he ain't have as much points as he had, last game, but he had 10 points tonight. He went 4 from 8 from the field, 2 from 5 from 3. He had 4 rebounds and 5 assists. He was a plus. He was directly 0 in the plus or minus. Lou Williams, he did what he did. He was fine. Lou Williams chipped in his 10 points effort and stuff like that. So between the two, that's 23 points between Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. That's good. Keep it up. Terrence Mann did play a little bit, but that was for 1 defensive possession. He did get a steal at the end of the game. Amir Coffey, who got a nice clutch steal at the end of the first half, which led to Landry Shamet's buzzer-beating 3-point basket at the end of the first half. Good. I like that. I loved it. Now let's get to the Dallas Mavericks stats. Okay. Dallas. If my laptop doesn't freeze up here. Hold on. Okay, back here for the Dallas Mavericks stats. Okay, here we go. So Max Kleber, 5 points. He sucks. He was a -9 on the court. Again, Max Kleber, he doesn't fear me. He shot 1 from 5 from the field. He made most of his shots came from the free throw line. And he missed all 4 3-point shots, which I like. He had 4 rebounds and 1 steal. Mostly the reason why he was a -9 on the court is because Kawhi was legit targeting him. Max Kleber cannot guard Kawhi Leonard. I'm shocked that they haven't made an adjustment to that. But then again, what can the Mavericks do? Kawhi Leonard just eats up any defender who they put on him, whether it's Tim Hardaway Jr., Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, or Porzingis, or Dorian Finney-Smith. Nothing much. Porzingis, who was probably the best Dallas Maverick in the game had 34 points. He was a -2 in the court. He shot from the field goal 11 from 18. At 5 out of 9 out of his 9 attempts from 3-point, he made 5 of them. That can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen. So guard him on the 3-point line. There were some times where they got up in his face and he would just flick his wrist and make it. Guard him, get a hand on his body, or put a hand in his face to disrupt it and contest the shot, please. But don't foul him, because there was a few times, I think 2 times, they contested. Paul George did a really bad foul on him taking a 3-point shot. He was 7 from 7 from the free, though, so we got to stop fouling him, too. He had a double-double. He had 13 rebounds and 1 assist. He had 1 block as well. Dorian Finney-Smith, for some reason, was, I don't know why, a +8 on the court. He had 11 points. Obviously, that was the one adjustment I liked. The one adjustment I'm talking about is when the Clippers started the game off, is they didn't give an F about what Dorian Finney-Smith was doing. They're like, if Dorian Finney-Smith beats us, then he beats us. But no, we're going to forget him and not even defend him. Heck, Doc had Zubac on Dorian Finney-Smith and just had him in the paint chilling. And he's like, okay, yeah, now obviously Dallas might have to adjust, and they might tell Dorian Finney-Smith, either drive him to the basket or you take the shot or look for him to look open and stuff like that. But again, that's my same strategy. Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't scare me. If he shoots threes and makes them, okay, so what? Until he becomes like legit automatic from 3-point line, that's when, you don't do nothing to guard him. Because look at his 3-point stat. He went 1 for 5. If he's hitting all 5 of them, okay, yeah, now you start to guard him. But if he's missing shots and he's only makes 1 out of 5 3-point attempts, okay, don't bother with that. He went 4 from 8 from the field. He had 7 rebounds and 4 assists and 1 steal. Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm telling you, bro, this guy. How does this guy go from playing for the Knicks and not good, but then he freaking comes here and then he's all great? I personally believe the Clippers are making him look better than he already is. Because doesn't Tim Hardaway Jr. average 9 points? This dude's averaging 20 points in the damn playoffs because the Clippers ain't guarding him. I don't know how many times we have to tell you, stop leaving Tim Hardaway Jr. wide open for 3. 22 points. He went 9 from 19 from the field, hit 4 of his 10 free throw 3 points, even though that was much lesser than compared to game 1s and 2. He wasn't exactly a knockdown shooter like he was in those 2 games, but still, 22 points is unacceptable for Tim Hardaway Jr. The Clippers need to do a better job in guarding him. He had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Luka Doncic, who I believe had his worst game of the series, which, again, I can say Luka Doncic, he had his worst game of the series. And he might come back with a vengeance depending on how that injury looks. I don't know if he'll be able to walk on that ankle injury. But regardless, still, he had his worst game. And I think mostly because the Clippers got physical with this guy. Mostly, and you can thank to Zubac because guess what? When Zubac was in the game and they did the whole leave Dorian Finney-Smith wide open, but let Luka Doncic drive in, and guess what? He has a 7-foot guy rating at him for the rim. And guess what? He was neutralized here. He went 4 of 14 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3-point, so he wasn't doing nothing. He had 4 out of 10 from free throws. He does good. He's a good player. I'm not going to lie, he's a good player, but he's a terrible free throw shooter. He almost reminds me of LeBron, since everybody wants to compare him to LeBron. He's just as bad as LeBron shooting free throws. He had 10 rebounds and 10 assists, so he had a triple-double. A pathetic triple-double, you ask me. He had a -14 on the court. He had 1 steal and 1 block. If they keep it up like this, Luka Doncic, see, they play this defense like they played on Luka Doncic today, and he comes out there in Game 4 on Sunday and plays like this, they're easily going to win this series. Easily. Which, again, I say they should easily win this series. We'll have to watch, like I said, we'll have to watch that ankle injury of his. He tried to come back near the tail end of the game and try to will it out and play it, but you can clearly see that he had a clear issue with that ankle. I'm not one for celebrating injuries, but To say that was potentially karma for talking trash, to Harrell earlier in the game, that's all I just got to say. But hopefully he's healthy and he is able to go for game 4, because you already know, as a Clipper fan, we are going to hear excuses from the standpoint, oh, Luka Doncic was hurt. That's why he played. When, surprisingly, his teammates actually do better when he's not on the court. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, nothing, so I'm not going to speak on him. Boban Marjanovic, again, 3 points compared to his 14 points he had last game. You want to know why? Because Doc put Zubac in the game when Boban was on the court. And plus, Boban got docked on. I love Boban, but that's good. Trey Burke, at least they limited him to 10 points compared to his 15 to 17 points he had the last few games. But still, he's becoming a problem for me. Trey Burke is a bum. Should have been out of this league a long time ago. The Clippers are making these dudes like Trey Burke get confidence and think they're actually people. 4 from 8 from the field, hit 2 of his 3 points, had 3 assists and 1 steal. Dorell Wright, 2 points, 1 for 1. 1 assist. Nothing else to talk for. Steph Curry. Okay, so he's Steph Curry now. He's his brother now. 22 points. I'm going to see it coming. I won't be shocked if he drops 30 on us at some point. I won't be shocked if he drops 30 on us. My question is, I don't know why Doc Rivers does not tell his players, stick to Steph Curry, my son-in-law, then the next buddy. I don't know why. And then 2, he's a Curry. There was too many times where we left this guy wide open for 3. And there was this one possession where they passed to Boban. Reggie Jackson tries to steal the ball on Boban, and he leaves Steph Curry wide open for 3, and he makes it. Who does that? Oh, wait. Reggie Jackson does, because he sucks at defense. You can see Sam Cassell on the bench visibly upset that, like, what the heck is he doing? Yeah, Boban's going to kill me in the paint. I'd rather live with Boban taking a contested 2 than Steph Curry hitting a wide open 3-point easy shot that's essentially a layup for him. I don't understand why they still have not they've done a poor job at guarding Steph Curry. He is the best Curry in the family shooting the ball from the field. In 31 minutes, he went 9 out of 11, hit all his 4 3-point attempts. So I'm not shocked. You need to shut that down. He had 3 assists and 1 steal. And that 1 steal was off a stupid over dribble from Paul George. Look, Dallas, if you take out some of their points, like Tim Hardaway's 22, say knock that down to 15, maybe 10. Same goes with Steph Curry. You blow these guys out. It's not as close, but still, despite the score, this game was a blowout from beginning to end. Well, by the time the second quarter hit. Still, the Clippers had the max advantage in this series. Let's stop sharing the stats. Let's talk about things I liked and things I didn't like. I'm going to start with the things I did like. Well, actually, let me start off with things I didn't like, because I want to end this night off on a positive streak, because we got the W tonight. And I'm really now more hyped up for game 4. What I didn't like. Reggie Jackson's still inconsistent defense. His defense was bad again, but that's predictably bad. Again, if it wasn't for his 6 points tonight, he literally is virtually unplayable. I don't know what Doc Rivers and the coaching staff needs for him to do. I think they need to tell this guy, dude, you need to play better defense, man. Like, better defense. I don't know what's going on, but, when you got guys like Lou Williams, who's known for his defensive liabilities, playing better defense than you, that's a problem. I swear. Thank God he wasn't in the starting lineup. Another thing that needs to be worked on, I guess you can say, is the 3-point defense. I'm sorry. The 3-point defense is still terrible. They're letting some of these guys hit 3-point shots because they're leaving them wide open. And then two, that's also adds into defensive communication. There were several times in this game where there were clear breakdowns. Like there was one time there was a breakdown where, Paul George doesn't freaking guard, stay on his man while Lou Williams is going to his man. He leaves Tim Hardaway Jr. for a wide open three. He misses, but Porzingis gets the putback, and with I think plus a foul too. That was terrible defense because even Lou Williams like, bro, that was your man. Stay on him. The Clippers need to have better defensive communication on the court. Like seriously, better defensive communication because there's a few times they have these defensive lapses where they just don't defend the court and they just leave guys wide open. And then there you go. You see them hitting a three, the Mavericks hitting a three. And next thing you know, they're trimming the lead. So, and that's also how they'd be able to break on these big runs as well. Okay. I need to drink that little water bottle because I wanted to talk about before I get because this is about to heat me up. And so, what we're talking about. The next guy after Kawhi Leonard we brought here, the very much reason is to win a championship is a guy who's always revered as a playoff P. In other words, Mr. Paul George. What the hell was that? That's it. Look, I love me some Paul George. I really do. But tonight, that's 2 games in a row. He failed to show up. 2 games in a row. You're going to make it 3 on Sunday, Paul George? I don't know if this is a mental issue or I don't know if his shoulders are flaring up again because I don't know what's going on. Playoff P is showing up like Buster P or what everybody's calling him now, Pandemic P. As you saw from the stat line, he shot 3 of 16 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3-point. He was awful again tonight. Do not make promises or do not talk crap on social media by posting some crap and then you fail to show up the following game. See, the thing is with this, with Damian Lillard, he had crap talking. He back talked and tried and, was replying, he won't have that happen again. Guess what he did? He dropped 51 the next game. I'm not saying Paul George can't do that or can't score more than 10 or 11 points, but I expect him to have a better shooting percentage than 3 of 16. Don't talk all that crap if you can't make a promise you can't keep. Don't try to hype me up and talking all this crap when you fail to show up yet again. If he had at least 20 points tonight, the Dallas Mavericks are losing by 20, maybe even more. And you have Kawhi over here looking like, bro, I'm over here dropping 36, carrying the team on my back. Where are you here? Where are you? Now I see why the Westbrook people were talking about, you can't trust playoff P in the playoffs. And now that's why you see all these memes about him. Because she don't show up in playoff time when we need him. Heck, even Stephen A. Smith, I think, on Thursday, ranted about him. You need to freaking step up. You cannot play like this. Paul George needs to step his play up and play better. 3 of 16 ain't going to cut it. It may cut it against this Dallas Mavericks team if everybody else shows up. But against teams like the Nuggets, and heck, it's looking like if we make it into the second round, we might be playing the Jazz. It ain't going to cut it against the Jazz because then guess what? People are going to bring up the fact, Joe Ingles is back. And we know Joe Ingles is in Paul George's head. And if we make it to the Western Conference Finals, which I believe we will, and we more than likely will play the Lakers, if you show up like that against the Lakers, we have no chance of beating the Lakers. I'm just going to be honest. And if you make it to the finals, whoever we play in the finals, whether it's the Bucks, the Celtics, the Raptors, who knows? If he shows like that in the finals, then we not even have a chance of winning the championship. I need Paul George to step up his game, please. I need him to do good. And what I mean is this. This man was settling for jump shots when he's shooting 3 of 16. Go to the dang basket and go get fouled, please. At some point, you have to stop shooting jump shots. Go try to find your shot at the rim, get at the rim, and get back on fire. But you weren't doing that. No, you weren't doing that. Heck, there was one time he drives past Porzingis. Clearly, all he has to do is go laid up or dunk it on somebody. He literally hesitates. Let Porzingis catch back up to him, and then he finally makes the shot by just twisting and twirling around. I'm like, dude, come on. You just have to go dunk it, and that's an easier shot for you. I think it's up in here. It's got to be a mental issue. It's got to be a mental issue. If it's a shoulder thing, because apparently he's got ice on his shoulders again, I don't know why, but it's clearly got to be a mental issue. He's not, like, there's one part where he shoots a three. It just hits the side of the rim or it gets caught in between the rim and the board. And I'm like, dude, just stop shooting threes. Just go to the basket, dang it. You see your running mate Kawhi just going to the basket every time. Do the same thing. Is it because his shoulders are acting up again? Maybe. Can I get the Paul George, the PG-13 from the 8 seeding bubble games who was on fire? I want that Paul George. Paul George from game 1 of the first round. I don't want Paul George from game 2 and 3. So hopefully in game 4, he shows up. Okay. I got my things out of the way that I didn't like. So I just ranted on Paul George and he needs to step up. Anyways, the things that I did like was the adjustments Doc Rivers made. This game was very telling going into this game where the fact is, will Doc Rivers make the necessary adjustments? Now, Doc Rivers, before the game, said some dumbass shit saying, oh, I don't care about Luka. I care about beating the Mavs. Oh, bullshit. Please. Yeah, like you don't care about Luka, please. That's almost saying, I don't care about what LeBron does. That's stupid. Again, making claims in press conferences saying, oh, I like Reggie. You know, he needs to play like, you know, the Reggie I want him to play as, not the Reggie we're seeing, but you still elect to play him and heck start him in game 2. Talk so highly of Zubac, saying, I really love what Zubac has done in the bubble. You fail in game 2 to play him more than 18 minutes. Thank God here he played 30-plus minutes, or 30 minutes, which I like to see and hope that continues. The adjustments made by Doc Rivers was good because he got his own head out of his own butt. Not saying that there were some things that are still questionable about his coaching decisions, like, I don't know, challenging certain foul calls, like the foul on Luka Doncic, that was a foul, a 3-point foul, which he should have challenged when Marcus Morris fouled Luka Doncic, but never even touched him. But you want to go challenge screen, which is clearly an offensive freaking foul and a moving screen. Who does that? Anyways, he made the necessary adjustments by not only making Ivica Zubac play definitely more minutes than Trez, which he gave them Trez minutes to Zubac by playing 30 minutes, which I think Zubac has earned it because, one, he's been in the bubble longer than Trez. And like I said, no disrespect to what happened to Trez. That's personal stuff, and that's very sad. But still, Zubac has put in the work in the bubble when Trez was out, and he's phenomenal. Play him more. Honestly, that's why I still live with the fact I'm actually okay with Trez walking, go getting a contract somewhere else, and we just bring in a backup center and have Zubac play more. I don't want that to happen, but if this keeps persisting where Trez is going to get more minutes than Zubac in key clutch moments, then I'm going to have a problem with it. Hopefully this not only continues in this series, but next series, West Conference Finals, and even the finals if we get to it. I want Zubac to be playing more in late game situations because he's our rim protector. You know, like I said, some of the lineup choices, still the lineup choice with Trez, Lou, and Reggie in the lineup at the same time, it's still not good. That lineup is god-awful because we get abused on the defensive side of the ball. But again, the adjustments made. Landry Shamet being the starting lineup, it was so much more better. And you saw it why here. 18 points. If you can give me another 10-point, maybe 15-point game again going into game 4, that's good. I definitely think Landry Shamet needs to be the permanent, guy replacement for Patrick Beverley whenever he's out with injury. Hopefully Patrick Beverley comes out and he's able to play in game 4. But you did see him on the broadcast. Well, if you watch the Clippers broadcast, that he was not walking really normally. He was kind of walking gingerly, and I'm like, okay. yeah, you can see he's not okay. I thought he was okay, but no, he isn't. He looks like he's walking gingerly. It looks like Patrick Beverley might be out for the remainder of the series. But if the Clippers keep it up the way they played tonight, they don't need him, and they can just have him rest. It's probably better to win the next 2 games and see what that Nuggets Jazz series is going on with that. Hopefully the Nuggets win on Sunday to try to even up that series, to make that a series. But I don't know. The Nuggets look like they're about to get out of the first. They're about to get like knocked out in the first round. Anyways, that's really it. The game was good. I like the adjustments made. Hopefully Doc Rivers keeps those adjustments and stuff like that. Doc Rivers didn't really get out coached by Rick Carlisle like he did the past 2 games, and he did a really good job. Keep the same formula, play aggressive defense, still make it known to these busters on the Dallas Mavericks that these guys ain't all of this. I saw the Dallas Mavericks in terms of Doncic and Porzingis, they were talking some crap. They took the L. They took the hot L. So hold that hot L. We'll see you guys Sunday, and we'll whip you guys again. And then we'll whip you guys on Tuesday to close up this series. So my prediction in Clippers in 5 is starting to come true. Let's make that more a reality by winning Game 4. So other than that, that's all I got to say about the Clippers. The Clippers did a good job winning tonight, and I'm happy. So I can go to sleep happy tonight, not stressed out, wondering, what are the Clippers going to do now? All I do need for the Clippers to do is Paul George to show up. So till then, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's been Camera 15. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this Clippers win, and I guess your thoughts on Paul George. Will he snap out of this funk? Hopefully. As well, I said that subscribe button if you want to get more Clippers playoff content. So till then, guys, I'll see you guys Sunday, I believe, since it's an afternoon game, which sucks. Clippers don't do good in afternoon day games. Hopefully, the Clippers get a W on Game 4, and I'll be back after Game 4. And yeah. So till then, guys, I'll see you guys Sunday, and hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your night. Let's go Clippers.